I hum this a lot. All right, so the Burgesses, 4 of the Burgesses, Sherry, Brooks, Brody, and me, our plans are to enjoy the beautiful Caribbean, or some of you want to say Caribbean, and we can see the blue water. We can't wait to get there, and so we're all excited, and we're with all that stands between us and these beautiful blue waters is Delta, which is a daunting thing to imagine. So things are continuing that I don't understand. Number one, I don't understand the thing about letting bags on that don't fit in the bin. I do not understand. I've never understood why planes load from the front to the back. That's idiotic. Any common sense would tell you the plane should load from the back to the front. That makes no sense. Okay. By the way, those of you that are willing to pay big time money for first class, because we got upgraded to first class on the way home through the travel agency. First class, all it is a bigger seat and more leg room. Everything else is meaningless. Yeah. And you get a canned drink versus they just pour you one. Service in first class now, there's nothing first class about first class anymore.
Oh, wow.
You
just got more room.
You just got more room. So anyway, we're waiting to get on the plane. And then comes the thing that Bubba and I have been trying to stop forever. If you think why we're letting things on the plane that won't fit in the overhead and why we're loading from the front to the back, if you think that's idiotic, wait till you hear this. Our plane's here. I wasn't trying to act like I could have something. I knew better than that. I'd been through this too many times. And I told the boys, I said, boys, until we're on that plane and it's rolling and it lifts off, I said, we're not out of the woods. Well, Dad, look, everything's connected. We're about to begin loading Delta flight, I forget what it was.
Delta flight, hey, man.
Non-stop to Georgetown, Bahamas.
Never start.
Okay, all right. Hey, guys, before we load, the plane's oversold. We've oversold the plane.
No, not this.
Now, the idiocy of overselling the plane, Bubba and I have been complaining about for years. I do not understand this. I mean, this violates all walking around chewing gum sense, okay? And first of all, before I get into this, I want everybody to know I'm having some fun on the show. Trust me, the Burgesses, we do understand what real problems are, okay? We've had some pretty tragic things, okay? Mm-hmm. So I don't need to hear I understand that we're at war, Ukraine. I understand all that. Okay,
so true. The stories are still good.
Yeah, yes. This is just a story that's going to be funny about us being in a quagmire, and I hope it can help other people. Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand about real problems. I don't need that speech. I don't need that email.
Did you ever think you'd have to put that disclaimer?
Right.
It's
first world problem. Yeah. So anyway, why in the world do we oversell planes? Can somebody help me with that? Because what that means is what was going to happen, and it's the way this ended. It will end with the airline having to shell out money, and then it'll end
with free seats,
and then it'll end with the people who are ready to get. The people who get taken off the plane are still mad. Mm-hmm. The people trying to get on the plane are mad. We all hate you. So why is this a good idea? Everybody hates you. But over this, all this does is create customers who hate you. And I don't know about this. My product, I'd rather people not hate my product.
Rick, I would eliminate stuff.
This goes back to some bean counter somewhere along the line that said, look, we're having 5% of our people not show up for flights. So why don't we oversell them 5%? It'll work out.
But here's what I don't understand. Have you ever tried to get your money back on a flight you didn't show up for? It's not like they lose it.
Yeah, yeah. To me, that's hey.
You have to make a case to get your money back, and usually
they're doubling up now.
But usually, that's what they're really trying to do. They're really trying to double up.
Yep. Here's what I don't get. So the people who get off the plane are usually given a voucher for another flight, which means a free seat.
Right.
So if I'm already having problems making my bottom line, now I'm going to have people with free seats getting on another plane where people are already full that I've oversold.
Wait till you hear what...
I mean, it's like a domino thing. I don't get it.
I want you to listen. This was actually... I wish I had the bullhorn. This was actually... First of all, you can't hear what anybody's saying.
No.
So listen to this. This actually happened. Okay, everybody. Hey, just all passengers that are going to Georgetown on flight like 4639, I think it was. Hey, we've oversold, and so we got to have some. Anybody willing to step off the plane? Anybody that would like to go another day, or maybe you can go later today? Oh yeah, we all plan our vacations so we don't get there when we wanted to. Everybody wants to do that.
Yes.
I mean, you're not sending us to Baltimore for a business meeting that we're like, hey, you know what? I think I'll go later. This is everybody who goes to Georgetown, Bahamas, and says, you know what? I think I'd like to put off going. And so, listen, no, this was actually said by a human being that's supposed to represent a multi-million-dollar company, which it can't be that because we keep having to bail you out because you keep going under because you do stupid things. Yeah. So listen to this. Here's your options. We can get you on a plane later today, or you know what? Tomorrow. We can get you on a plane tomorrow. Or if you want to go today at noon, we can get you on a plane to, and he catches himself in the middle. I'm not making any, none of this is embellished. We can get you to Nassau. And, I don't know how you get to Georgetown from there, but we can.
You're on your own at that point?
Maybe you can take a boat or something.
He didn't say that.
Rick Burgess. This is actually true. He says, we can get you to Nassau. Now, of course, from there, you have to figure out how to get to Georgetown. Now, I want y'all to think about that.
Yeah.
So I just paid. Have you ever seen how much plane tickets cost?
Yeah.
I just paid this amount of money, and here's the deal you're offering me. I can go tomorrow, okay, or you can send me to Nassau and leave me, and it's up to me how to get to Georgetown,
Rick,
which is another island.
Barter with a shrimp boat captain.
Think about this going
What am I supposed to do? Get on Bubba Gump's shrimp boat?
Think about this going to the Bahamas, too. Unless you live there already and have a house, which is going to be a tiny percentage, you have to have a hotel. So if you're on a flight on a given day, that means you probably have a hotel room that night.
Oh, yes, we do, Bubba.
I mean,
did you know what that hotel room's going to charge you if you don't show up?
The same thing.
The same. They just don't have to clean the room. Yeah. All right,
I mean, it's just such a absolute
it's a nightmare. It's
terrible plan on their part.
To make this long part shorter, by the way, this delayed us getting on the plane by 45 minutes.
What?
Because it's oversold. Because it's oversold. Nobody's taking the deal. They finally get people to come off the plane, hear me now, by giving away American Express spending $5,000. They started at $500.
What?
No, they started at $500 American Express card.
And everybody knows that, so nobody's going to
And nobody moves.
Everybody's holding out for a better deal.
They were getting people to they finally got people to take the deal at $5,000.
I'd have probably taken
So
you realize how long that took?
So you mean to tell me these weren't standby people? These were people that paid and it was just overbooked.
So tell me, how does an airline make money when they're paying somebody $5,000 not to go and giving them another seat?
And putting them in a hotel for the ones that are going to leave the next day. And giving them food vouchers.
And plus, you got the people who are going are mad because they're late. I mean, it's just
you said it got to 5,000?
You realize how long it takes to go to 500 to 5,000?
I probably took it.
We'll be back.
Rick and Bubba.
The Delta disaster has begun in Atlanta. First of all, the plane is oversold. It took them forever to get some people to be bought off to ruin their day. They're trying to soften the blow. I don't know why it went on for way too long. I don't know why somebody at Delta didn't at one time, because it would be called leadership and responsibility. And I know it's not fun, but to say, okay, we got to get everybody on this plane. We oversold it by 6. Now, first of all, they told us it was oversold by 5. Then it became 6.
Right.
And then, by the way, and those of you that are flying a lot, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. This thing where they sit there and stare at their computer with these confused faces. I don't know how you're doing it. I mean, honestly, and Sherry's,
how many times do you hear our computer slow today?
Oh, my goodness. Well,
Bubba, standard.
Does it ever run normal?
Bubba, don't get ahead of the story.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry. I pulled a Mickey Dean.
So Sherry is squeezing my hand. The kids are saying things like, Dad. And I'm like, no, I'm fine, guys. I'm good. Now, there's a rumbling going on in our little party, our little Bahama party. There's a rumbling that's starting. Everybody's already annoyed. Okay, so but why doesn't somebody from Delta step up and say, okay, we tried to offer something. Now we got to make some hard decisions. Those of you that have your seats guaranteed, y'all going to get on the plane. Some of you that came in here late, y'all were suspect, and we're going to cut 6 people. Now that's going to make, and those of you that we cut, we will take care of them. We'll give you some American Express money. We'll give you, another flight. We'll give you a hotel. We'll give you some food. We got to make decisions. We got to lead here, and because ultimately we need to get these people to the Bahamas. Okay,
Yeah.
And we'll get you there eventually. And by the way, that's what happens now when you buy commercial. You're just saying, could y'all please overcharge me and get me where I'm going eventually? Yeah. Talked to a guy, by the way, missed his entire dinner for his meeting. This was on the way back, and he said, "Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about." He goes, "I missed the entire reason I took the plane."
Are you serious?
So anyway, by the way, first time I noticed in our group, though, there's some nicknames coming. I noticed Red Hat. Red Hat's starting to stir. Red Hat's probably in his 70s, and he and his wife, his lovely wife, were trying to get on some sort of boat that they were scheduled for that day. Because some people, I know this sounds odd, they'll actually book a flight thinking they'll get there when it says they'll get there, and they'll make their plans around that.
Yeah.
Because they
Crazy as that.
That's why you pick the dates off a calendar.
By the way, don't forget, there's no weather. There's no natural disasters. There's no.
Yeah, that's different.
There's none of that's going on. It's a beautiful day to fly. Okay. So now we're late getting on the plane because of the overselling of it, which I don't understand, and I guess I never will. So you got people. Everybody's mad at Delta. You got 6 people that have been bought off, but they're still mad. They don't know when they're going to get there. No one, by the way, no shocker here. Nobody took Delta's plan to get you to Nassau, and good luck. We'll get you to Nassau, and then we'll give you your baggage, and we'll leave. And we don't know how you're getting to Georgetown, which was supposed to be the destination that we were supposed to get you there. Hey, you know what? We charged you. We didn't get you to Georgetown, but we got you to Nassau. Yeah, that's not where I'm going. But anyway, so what an idiotic option. But anyway, so then. And I'm starting to get elevated a little bit, but I'm trying to level out,
shifting around your seat a little bit.
I've got my fanny pack and I'm ready, and so they usher us onto the plane, for some reason not loading from the back to the front, the idiotic from the front to the back, where everybody has to move around everybody, and everybody's hitting each other in the face with backpacks, and they're not fitting.
Fanny packs.
Yeah.
And stuff.
So then we sit down, and I have learned when you sit down on the plane, pay attention, watch everybody. I see a lot of shuffling. I see a lot of uncertainty, and I'm alerting the family. We got problems.
We got problems
because now we've kind of missed our window when we're supposed to be going. Okay, and we're in Atlanta, the busiest airport in the world. Okay, so all of a sudden I see a guy go past me in a reflective vest. And I thought, that's not good. Reflective vest should be out there on the tarmac.
That's right, not inside.
He should be in here. He should not be in here. I watch some poor son of a gun. He looks out the window and he says, "Hey, that's my bag." And there's this red bag, and nobody's tending to it. It's just sitting out on the tarmac. All the luggage is loaded.
Wait a minute, Rick. You mean what the airport tells you to do, not leave your luggage unattended?
Yeah,
they're doing it.
And he can see it out the window, but nobody can hear him. He's like, "That's my bag. That's my bag." Hey, he tells the flight attendant, "That's my bag." The flight attendant goes, "Yeah, that shouldn't be there." And I watch him.
I'm in here.
That's not good.
So reflective vest goes by me. Okay, back to the bathroom. I see another guy come on with some kind of jumpsuit on, and I thought, no, that's not good. So he's keeping around. He goes on and off uncomfortably a couple times, talks to the people up front. I'm trying to hear their conversation. And so this red bag, that's my bag. I watch a guy pick it up, look around, he sets it back down. Then a guy drives by and grabs it. The guy goes, "They're grabbing my bag." And I said, and all of a sudden from the back, I'm right behind. I said, "Hey, baby, she's gone." And look, and that bag just rides off into oblivion on some truck, and everybody.
There's a poor guy going to be flipping his underwear
There
around.
goes my bag.
Yeah.
I said, "You should have took the Nassau deal." But anyway, so
Because the bag did.
Yeah.
so anyway, all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, this is from Flight Deck. We're having an issue with the bathroom. We have a toilet that's not operating, and maintenance is working.
Oh,
and,
no.
Everybody
just hold it.
Greg, we'll be pulling away here in just a few moments. Shouldn't take 10 minutes. I looked around and said, by the way, 10 minutes, no way. By the way,
Never.
nobody buy the 10 minutes.
Rick, he didn't want to say hour. He just didn't want to say
Are
it.
you communicating to half the plane
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Okay.
And of course, as usual, as Sherry said, I'm developing minions.
Right. Well, we know Red Hat's in.
You know, Red Hat makes that great line I sent y'all. He's the one who has that line. So anyway, so then
You need straight up airlines bad right now.
So 45 minutes, an hour and a half.
You're still sitting on the plane?
Yeah, 2 hours.
Rick,
2 hours.
been sitting
No.
2 hours.
Is it hot on the plane?
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Is it just a toilet? Tell him, I'll hold it.
All of a sudden, this starts.
Put out order on it.
We're good.
It's only a 2-hour flight. We don't need the bathroom. It's just 2 hours. We'll hold it. And now people get in the elevator.
yeah,
Well, yeah, you've held it for 2 hours waiting.
Yeah, and so
Exactly. I can hang in there.
then, ladies and gentlemen, just so sorry about what we're all going through here. Tell you what, we're going to have to deplane.
Oh, the words deep
We're going
plane.
to have to get everybody off the plane.
Now, what day is this?
Dang, I told him
This
must
is
have been in
Sunday.
trouble.
Sunday. I'm supposed to be here at 1:21. Supposed to have left at 11:05. We're getting to the time we're supposed to be there now.
Yeah.
We're past the time we're supposed to already be in the Bahamas.
Rick, Spirit Airlines would already had you there.
And we're going to have to get everybody off the plane. And
You can ride a jet ski.
we'll get you out there and you talk to the desk and everything. So we get out, and of course everybody's real concerned about my mental health, and I'm like, that's it, we're leaving. And so and then Sherry's like, we're not leaving. I said, that's it, we're going home.
Let me ask you this.
I'm getting a rental car. I'm going home. It's over.
Let me ask you this. Were you mad while carrying that bag?
Yeah. So now I'm angry in a mask with a fanny pack. That I'm carrying on my shoulder because I'm
How about
worried.
being mad with a mask on? That had to make it worse, didn't it?
Yeah. So then we're told to go, and then it happened. I realized that yes, it's true that I can sometimes, according to Sherry, start kind of a rebellion and lead a charge. But then I realized that it's really going to get elevated when I hear this for the very first time from the back of the plane. We want to talk to a supervisor. I went, we have New Yorkers. We have New Yorkers. Oh, we got northern people on this plane. It's one thing to deal with southern people. We want to talk to a supervisor. And I'm like, oh, we got New Yorkers. Oh, I could stir them really, like that. I said, hey, this is going to get interesting. So we're now being taken off the plane. Now, keep in mind, we've now been put through the most miserable airline experience. We're now 3 hours and a half into when we should have left. And 2.5 hours of that was spent on the plane. 45 minutes to an hour is bargaining with people that they oversold. We'll be back.
Rick and Bubba.
So here's the Delta disaster. Things I don't understand. We allow bags that don't fit on the plane. We oversell the plane. That's now cost us. And this we load from the front to the back, not the back to the front. Hey, man, what about first class? Well, let me tell you this. Nobody from first class wants to pay what you charge them to sit there while everybody's butts are in their face. It's nothing but a bunch of stinking butts in their faces because my butt was in their face on the way by.
Yeah.
I mean, that can't be pleasant for them. Load them back to the front. Everything about you airlines makes no sense. No wonder you can't stay in business.
Rick, couldn't you
without
sell
without
it?
bailed out?
Couldn't you sell it to the first class people? Don't worry about rushing to get to the gate. We're going to load you last, but good news, you get off first.
You get off first. You still got that.
And you got time to keep around, finish that sandwich.
Right.
Get another meaningless souvenir for somebody that they're going
Goes back to
throw away.
food.
Still have the
doesn't it,
bigger
Bubba?
seat. You still got more leg room.
You got time. And then how about this? Once you get on the plane, we're going. We're
Right.
going to push back.
That's it.
You ain't got to wait on all that.
All right, so we have been taken off.
No rumping you.
Rick, maybe you should have consulted with Rudy, Robert, and Mary before you left.
True. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Travel agent. Travel show.
Travel show.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
That's
True.
fine.
That would've
See,
been
I don't
perfect.
know him by the name Robert. All right. So anyway, I may call travel with the carriers and talk about this. So anyway, we have now sat on the tarmac for over 2 hours, and now we're told that we're getting off the plane. And we are told to move to our new plane at gate 35.
Well, that toilet must have been in a bad way.
Yeah. Now the toilet doesn't work. That's why he's getting off.
So we get off.
I mean, did it fall out of the plane?
We could have
Was
all held
someone
it.
stuck in it?
It's only a 2 hour and
It's
15
not
minute
that
flight.
complicated, is
Yeah.
it?
So we just want to get to
they
the
got just
Bahamas.
one?
Is it not just a porta potty?
There's only
I
one.
guarantee you.
with a trap door. Yeah, and the air pressure.
That little
takes
lever
care of
ain't
it.
working.
Greg, remember, we're on Delta Connect, better known as the livestock plane.
Oh, no, you're on Connect.
Oh, you're on Connect.
So there's
really?
only one toilet, and this is where you're always treated like livestock when
not
you fly.
Connect.
But when you're on a Connect, when you are 100% livestock.
Absolutely.
We don't have room. So anyway, feed us something. Throw us a pretzel. So anyway, so we get off. We all move to gate 35. Now it's starting to get ugly in our group.
Oh, no.
Starting to get real
It's
ugly.
rumblings.
We want to see a supervisor. And I'm being told, they've got it, Rick. You don't have to participate.
Yeah. Let them have it.
One time, I said, this is incompetence. That's right. It's incompetent, like he said.
You're letting the Sopranos lead
You had
the
to get
charge,
in it a
huh?
little bit.
I couldn't help it. So we get to 35. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are trying to, they didn't say it the way I said that. Those of you that are going to Georgetown, Bahamas on flight 4639, Delta, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
What? Unfortunately, your pilot has timed out. Your pilot cannot now take this flight. Oh, my God. So we're waiting. We've sent for another pilot. And we are waiting for. What do you mean you don't have a pilot? What do you mean he timed out? We just sat on the plane. And so.
What do
I
they
want
mean
to see a
time- wait a minute.
supervisor.
He's got to have so many
He's
hours
got
off after
off,
working
yeah.
so many hours, just like truck driver.
Of course, he just sat on the plane.
But no. Wait a minute, though.
It don't matter. He's on the
He
clock.
should fly that flight, and then they get
No,
somebody
that's
else
not how
for
they
the
look
next
at it.
one.
That's not how they look
Just
at it.
like,
Once his time runs out, he's done.
It's like
He's
working
gotta-
8 to 5 and then getting off at 5. It doesn't matter if the flight's been delayed.
So now
he's
Well,
off.
he wasn't flying.
Now we're
But he
deep.
was
I guess it means it's on clock.
We're deep into the afternoon now. Deep into the afternoon. I'm letting
do that
everybody
with driving
know.
stuff.
Nobody wants to hear from me, but I'm letting everybody know we ain't going to Georgetown. We're not going.
Yeah, so you're cold shower,
You
Burgess.
better start thinking about what you're going to do tonight. We're not going. I've been through this. Now they're going to start the godforsaken, where they tell us we're leaving at 4:20, and then it's going to go 4:50, 5:15, and they're going to do that. Just long enough for you to just seriously want to knife
think you're
somebody, but you won't because we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway, so then we finally see a pilot. Everybody starts cheering, and he waves at us. And let me tell you something. He's a handsome son of a gun. I said, that guy right there, and he's looking at us like, got it. He's giving us thumbs up. Everybody's like, we still going. We're still going. So all of a sudden he gets up there, and there's confusion going on. And ladies and gentlemen, we're having some paperwork issues, and our crew has been changed into with the. We're gonna have to. And we're just so sorry. We're gonna have to. This plane is going to Nashville. We're not going to be able to use this plane. If I could get y'all to go back to the original gate 33.
Oh, no.
And so we got to. Was he going to time out too? And I got a timeout, so I need a timeout from this misery. And it's getting real ugly. I'm thinking we're going to be on the news. And so they now take us back to the gate we were at before, and I look, and there's no plane. I said, we don't even have a plane.
The plane time.
And I said, what's good?
Are the people that got the $5,000, are they still sitting there? What are they doing?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for bringing that up. They now take the $5,000 people because the plane we were supposed to get was bigger. They're back in play again.
Oh.
In their idiocy.
Yeah.
So now they're back in play, but now we moved back to 33. They're back off the plane.
Oh,
so they're furious. They're losing their minds. They keep changing their plans.
No way.
Oh.
We're gonna now send to a hangar. We got to go to the hangar and get y'all a plane.
And I'm sure they're just ready and available, ready to go.
How close were you to calling Palmer at this point?
Very close. Very, very close. Top of the hour. It's past the hour from the No Name Studio, recapping the trip to the Bahamas. We're still involved in what we call the Delta disaster. Speedy, the real Greg Burgess, Helmsy, Eddie Van Adler, all here, back from vacation and ready for another hour. So, I'd even forgotten about the fact that we had to be tested for COVID, and that the Bahamas rejected Sherry and Brody before we left. And at one time,
You and Brooks said, we out.
At one time, Brooks and I were the only two going. But
Even though y'all had the same test.
we had the exact same test with the exact same paperwork, and they said that 2 of us were approved and 2 of us were not approved.
Okay.
But we got on the phone.
Well, now, but 3 of you all had it done at the same lab.
Correct.
That's good.
With the exact same paperwork.
And you thought that was going to be the biggest
I thought that was
obstacle.
going to be the biggest obstacle. The good news was, that's just the beauty of a travel agency. They got me a number where I got some of the Bahamian government on the phone, and we went through it together, and they approved us. So, of course, now at this point in this Delta thing, I wish I had not been approved.
That's great. Will you be at the house?
All I can think about here is I could be at the house fishing.
Yeah.
That's all I can think about.
Yeah.
So if you're just joining us, we have now, we were supposed to leave at 11:05 Eastern from Atlanta. We're in late afternoon, early evening now. Okay.
Boy.
We've been moved around like livestock. We have New Yorkers that are losing their minds. So we now are being moved back to the original gate, and they've gone to the hangar to get us a plane, which we all believed was the original bathroom plane when we finally were put on it. So now, and this is, we've all traveled enough to know, I look at our gate and I see people ending their shifts and leaving. And I look at our gate, there's not even anybody there. Because usually they get behind the computer and look confused, where you're hoping you won't ask them any questions. They're really staring at that computer a lot.
Yeah.
Those things working slow.
Yeah.
Our system is slow today. I don't know what's wrong with it.
So then,
What day was it fast? When was it really clicking?
so we've done the pilot.
Yeah. What?
We've done the pilot timeout. The bathroom's messed up.
Somebody
We've
got more sideways.
we've oversold the plane. All this. So now we all think, look, if now you're just wanting to get to the Bahamas at some point, you don't even care when it is. Okay, you've lost all hope.
Think about swimming with pigs.
The restaurant reservation that we had at a very nice restaurant there where we were staying, that's going away. So, because I thought I'd allowed enough time, if we didn't eat till 6:30 local time, if I was supposed to land at 1:21, I figure I've allowed enough time there. So anyway, we're sitting at the original gate again. People are really getting elevated. I think we're going to end up on the news because people are getting very, very mad. And then we hear the following. Those of you Delta flight, Georgetown. And now the rest of the airport is starting to pull for us.
Somebody give them some relief.
Get them on something. Get them a crop duster.
At this time, it's like, we've had to change crews here. Our paperwork, we're waiting on our paperwork. Paperwork. Boy. I looked over there, and they've got printers that we had in like the 80s. Okay, it slayed everybody, Bubba. I said 2 things. It looks like we're about to see if they can get the paperwork on a stencil. I said, I think they're going to stencil it. And I said, apparently they're using Microsoft, and that owned the room. And then Brody and I actually saw Microsoft shut down on the big screen in the airport.
You got to see blue screen.
Yeah, we did, a giant blue screen.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, then we hear, ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting on our paperwork. And we'll be pulling out and we'll start loading.
They know their line.
So then I look around and I see New Yorkers going live on their Facebook pages. I want to say to the Delta CEO, here I am in the Atlanta airport in misery. I don't know what vacation home you're in. And they're all, and everybody's just completely coming apart.
So you just let them take it.
Oh, yeah. All I would do every now and then is shout incompetence, and they'd, "You're done right." And so anyway,
That Peter guy's funny.
The guy in the beard, what he said. So all of a sudden you hear this. We're going to start loading, and hey, yay, yay, yay. Yeah, because at this point you think you're getting to fly for free, but you forget you're paying for all this. Yeah. So you get put on. Now you're just begging. Yeah, whatever y'all want us to do, we'll eat rocks.
You're considering the Nassau deal.
Yeah,
like,
right.
well, maybe I should have took the Nassau
Is
deal.
the Nassau deal still on the table? And so we we get put back on the plane, okay, and we're sitting. And we're sitting.
Oh, no.
And we're sitting.
Not pushing back.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain here. I'm just so sorry. Situation that you guys have been through today. It's just, we can do better. We can do better than this.
You're darn right you can do better. My mother could do better.
And so.
What makes it so good is they're in the back.
Oh, yeah. You're lying. They're not being able to see them. And then Red Hat, with the line of the trip, he looks over, he goes, this is like being caught in a Stephen King movie.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I said, that's a good one. So anyway, we're just waiting on that paperwork. It's just paperwork. A lot of paperwork. I just can't quite. I'm so sorry. Paperwork. But,
well, you got a report to file? You got a ton of paper?
And so then you hear the flight attendant tries this for the first time. God love her. Hey, everybody, can I just let everybody?
Yeah, I'll tell you something.
Everybody just calm down. We're not going to leave any sooner by shouting. Shouting is not going to get us out of here.
Not the second grade speech.
Oh, no. Oh, you think I'm shouting now? I'm just begun to shout.
And then there's little pockets of them. There's like 3 different ones.
Yeah.
And then
my wife's back is killing her. She can't only sit for 2 hours, and the flight should have been 2 hours. We got to get off this plane.
Nobody's getting off the plane, and we're not
yelling
shout.
is not going to help.
Yelling is not going to help. Yelling is not going to help. And so let's just all be. Would anybody like a snack?
No, we'd like to get to the Bahamas.
Like that. And so now they're ready. Of course, what have they got? The snacks are terrible. Nobody wants them.
Right.
So
are they keeping the temperature? I know that if you get hot, I know that's when you launch.
And there was something ironic. They were playing like very happy music. That didn't fit the situation.
They're supposed to help everybody's mindset.
I'll tell you what I'd like to get. Turn the music off. Don't worry.
And so anyway, and then we hear it. Folks, I just
He couldn't believe it.
I really I just
don't say it.
And that actually started.
Don't say it.
And then unfortunately, we're going to have to ask you to get off the plane. We're going to deplane.
Now wait a minute, Rick. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Now, this is the second deplaning.
Yeah,
on the first day or the second day.
This is our third airplane.
I've lost count.
No, it's not our third airplane. We're back on the one that the crapper doesn't work.
And I said, I don't know, maybe, but anyway. So now we're going to be we're off the plane again.
And this is what day?
This is all Sunday.
This is all Sunday, yeah. And I guess it's dinner time now, right?
It's now dinner time.
Yeah.
We're now at 6 p.m. What happens next? You won't believe it.
Hey Rick, is it commentary from the New Yorkers on the way off?
Oh yeah.
Okay, they give it to
Tell you what, I don't know how these could stay out of business.
Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
20 minutes past the hour. The Rick and Bubba Show. The Delta misery, just trying to get to the vacation, man. Trying to get on that big old jet airliner. There became moments in all this that it's like I've forgotten what it felt like for a plane to leave the gate. You just wanted to feel what it felt like for one to move away from the gate. So we've been oversold. We've had a broken toilet. We've been on the plane for 2.5 hours, taken off, moved to a new plane, timed out on that plane, went back to the original gate. We don't know if it's the original plane or the new plane. Now we can't do paperwork. Hour and 20 we sit on this plane. Now we're getting back off the plane and told to go back into the airport again. Now, I want you to know that I am editing the New Yorker's comments at this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
My wife said after this was all said and done, there was only one place that I nearly led a revolt, and we'll talk about that here momentarily. She gave me an overall score of a C+.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
She said, now look, in the past it was an F. So there's improvement.
Passing grade, yeah.
She goes, but there's some sanctification that still needs to take place. And I
Without the New Yorkers, you're failing, though.
That's what she said. She said I leaned on them. I rode their wave.
Yes, of course.
So then we get off the plane again, and we sit now in the terminal again. And what I'm going to say next, you won't believe. You really won't. Now, I will admit that I'm the one who started the don't say it stuff. Okay, I was behind that. The New Yorkers joined me with no effort to get them involved. So every time they would crack the mic,
you'd hear them fumbling around with it.
Don't you say it. All you better say is get on the plane and we're leaving.
Buckle up.
Don't you say it.
So anyway, here it comes. Are you ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, we just sit this time. The problem is we're going to Georgetown now. Now they're leaving out the fact that it's their fault we're in this position now. Apparently the runway we're going to have to use because of the winds does not have lights.
What?
The lights are not working, therefore we are unable to land. No lights.
What? You trying to get on a runway with no lights? I bet the one that had lights was hours ago.
And so unfortunately,
we've been in crop dusters that could land and click the lights on.
Bubba, now when you heard the word unfortunately, what they tried the first time was drowned out by don't say it. Okay? Unfortunately.
Don't you do it. Hey, man, come on. Y'all killing us. And that was me. Okay. Hey, we are dying. Unbelievable. It's incompetence.
And so we're going to have to cancel the flight. And then just mayhem breaks out.
Oh, no.
It's like, but everyone listen now, here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put you guys up in a hotel for tonight.
What about the hotel we paid for in the Bahamas?
Good point.
Sir, I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do. Just unfortunate. We're going to put you up here at the beautiful Sonesta.
Oh, I bet that's a beauty.
And this is the one that you will not believe. Y'all got to do better, Delta. Come on now. I mean, think it through. You got people, but every one of you will be giving a $15 food credit.
Oh, $15. That'll go a long way in this airport.
And so,
that get you a Coke?
$15. So.
A baseball team on travel?
So then everybody wants to know how this all works. And she says, head on over.
A lot of people.
You're going to love this. You're going to love this line. Head over to our help desk.
Oh, that was poorly named.
So here goes an entire flight over to the and what was so bad about it is behind the person, behind the two people.
Oh wow.
Is a gigantic sign that says, "How can I help you?"
Oh gosh!
The New Yorkers had a field day with that one, and they said things that honestly are anatomically impossible.
Right.
I'll tell you how you can help me.
And so we come up.
Was it removing something?
We come up, and they bring up an obvious point.
You got to be kidding me.
Because there's all kinds of terminals have nobody in them.
Yeah.
There's two people.
This is customer service?
And you look at the poor guy. There's one guy that is talking to one person and then has his cell phone. He's helping someone. I guess it's called the helpline. Oh, no. And then there's one woman sitting next to him. Are you ready for what happens here? We get about three people trying to figure out their vouchers. Apparently her shift is over. She gets up in front of everybody in the line. We're 40 people in the line. She stands up and takes at least 5 minutes to get her stuff.
Oh, tell me you're not leaving. Are you kidding me? Are you leaving?
She doesn't look at anybody, gets her jacket out. It's cold outside. She just puts her earbuds in. Everybody's screaming at her, and she leaves.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Now,
leaves.
look, I get the
Did
pilot
somebody else
timing
come
out.
and tag in?
The pilot
left
timing
one
out,
person.
I get that. But you're telling me that they can't allow someone to work overtime to finish what they're doing?
She gets up and walks.
She's not flying the
She
plane.
doesn't say, "I'm sorry, guys."
Yeah.
She doesn't say, "Man, you guys have
That's
been through
on
it
her.
today."
What about the man she left behind? It's on 2 phones.
Hey, she cops an attitude and walks out of there. Then a person in a red jacket comes out and everybody goes crazy. Tell me you're going to start helping people. She's like, yeah, let me see if I can help any. And she really was trying. Well, as she's trying to help us, they're two-waying her, telling her to leave. And finally, she picks up the two-way. She says, hey, I got people who had their flight canceled standing here. You're going to have to just figure it out without me. And she puts it down. And everybody said, well, thank God for you. At least somebody cares. And so we got to.
I can't believe that.
And listen, you know, you talk about when you just get into that Charlie Brown mode where just nothing's working. So instead of eating at 23 degrees north in beautiful Bahamas, the Exuma Islands, looking out at beautiful blue waters, Sherry, Rick, Brooks, and Brody are spending Sunday night and TGI Fridays at the Atlanta airport with our $15 credit, which, by the way, was not enough.
No.
Okay.
The cheese sticks are great, though.
Yeah.
So we finally eat, and I go out, and I realize we're staying at the Beauty, as the New Yorkers call it, the Sonesta. Where they put us on a shuttle. And so I walk out, and the minute I walk out, I kid you not, I walk out the doors, the Sonesta shuttle is leaving with us. and I start
Couldn't be
running.
more perfect.
I start running, Sonesta! And I'm just shouting, and it leaves us, and we have to wait for the next round.
Oh.
So we went to the beautiful Sonesta. Now, keep in mind, we have no luggage.
They still got it, Rick.
So I'm gonna sleep in my dirty underwear,
Sure you are.
and I'm gonna
got
put
your
brush
fanny,
your
you got
teeth.
your fanny
So
pack, though.
they keep your luggage when they
Oh, yeah.
tell you to come back.
Well, you can get it, but they remind us that'd take 3 hours, which means in Delta language, 12 hours. and so y'all ain't never done nothing in 3 hours. And then you hear that going. So when we come back, it's not over.
At least you got your power cords in your fanny pack. though.
Yep. You would think that this has to be a way to kill this Delta monster. You think, well, there's no way. There's no way they would just keep doing this to us for another day. But you'd be wrong. We'll be right back. 5 minutes past the hour. So we'll finish the debacle that was the Delta attempt to get us to the Bahamas. And I use the word attempt loosely there. And you're getting to the point now. I've exited my body a few times and hovered over myself. I'm trying to behave in a way that's appropriate. It's all becoming bad, but at least now I put my head on the pillow at the beautiful Sonesta, thinking about where we had actually booked our family and the fact that they're going to charge me for that one.
Yep.
And I'm never going to be there. And that's money. Hey, man, you can try to write a letter to Delta. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to do a lot of good. Yeah. What's Delta going to do? Give me something that's of no value, air miles and flights. Like I want to get on that hell train again.
Yeah. I would rather end the relationship, not prolong it.
I realize we've ruined your day and made you miserable. Would you like to do it for free? No, I just don't want to do it at all. No. So now let me, Bubba.
What about
letter
on a
sent.
box with a fox?
Now I want you to think about something. I want you to look at me, Bill Bubba Bussin'. I want you to look at me eye to eye. Mm-hmm. You and I are fortunate enough that we have been entrepreneurs and we've been running a business together for 28 years.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, that's amazing in itself.
Let's say, God forbid, that we had treated our customers as bad as you just heard. And our make good was the next day. You and I would not go to bed that night until every T was crossed and every I was dotted. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
And
For
what
the
would
most
we, and
part.
what would we
Even the J.
and what would we say to our people?
This cannot happen.
Hey guys, now look, tomorrow when this bunch comes back, I want them to have the greatest day.
Yeah.
I want them on this plane and I want them to the Bahamas and I don't want to hear anything else. I want them talking about how quick they left here and how soon they got to the Bahamas. Do not put these people through anything else tomorrow. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be it?
Yeah.
So
That'd be a call to action.
How can you not be ready? So anyway.
Oh, no.
So we go back. New time, 6 a.m. Taking y'all to the Bahamas. They late, but we're going.
Early
so y'all can have a whole day.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you, Delta.
That you're supposed to have anyway.
yeah, that I've already missed.
Thank you for my $15 voucher, and thank you for the lovely Sinesta.
Yes.
Okay.
But now you don't have
I enjoyed
clo-
sleeping in
Rick,
dirty underwear.
I started to say,
underwear that I've sweated in all day.
Look, how do the wives, how do the women deal with this when they don't have clothes?
It was not good.
I mean,
not a great
the
situation.
guys are bad enough, but we can get by.
I will say this, that my two sons and my wife kept a better attitude than me, and I'm thankful for them.
Yeah.
Okay? So
God works that way sometimes.
he does.
Rick.
So anyway, we get there, and the minute I walk up, flight, and I wish they'd just given us a different flight number. They're acting like, I guess, they're playing games with all their ratings, and it's all a game, and we're pawns in this game. They're playing a fake game that they actually are leaving on time and all this garbage. It's all a game. Hey, by the way, we're not stupid. We know what you're doing. Okay, I know I can't do anything about it. I want you to know that I know y'all are messing with us. Okay, you're playing a game with on times and all that, and we're just victims.
Did you ever think about that rule that we were told about that time where they have to put you on another carrier?
Yeah, and I started
What was
talking
that?
about that.
What
Something
was the number of that?
I couldn't remember.
The 531 or something? What is
Right,
that?
I don't know. So
536?
so
No, that's a tax.
so anyway, the
minute
minute we walk up to the gate, instead of it saying 6 a.m., it now says 6:30.
No.
Okay, and there's not
they
one.
keep
And listen,
moving?
listen, and there's not one person at the gate. Nobody.
None.
I have to be the bearer of horrible news. I said, guys, no way we're leaving at 6:30. There's not even a person. We're supposed to have left at 6. I know that's over. We're not leaving. How? I'm thinking about now. I'm shifting almost, and now I'm feeling bad for Delta. I'm like, how can y'all be this incompetent? I mean, how can y'all be treating people this way? Now I've become. I'm like, I don't even know what to think. And so I said, I tell you what, I'm for going home. Anybody for going home?
You were trying to get back to
You
the
just
house.
said, let's go.
Yeah, and Brody's like, well, how we get our luggage? I said, I don't know, but y'all just want to call it off. I said, what do y'all think about a week?
That's
now?
when you're being ridiculous.
Yeah, and Sherry's like, you need to be quiet. Everybody ready for to go home?
Look, you can call Bubba. Y'all can come down to Lake Martin.
There it is.
There you
Got
go.
the jet ski warmed up.
So anyway, so then, of course, I knew. Then I saw the weather back home and all that, and I was like, maybe not. But anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, the guy finally arrives. And as soon as one person arrives, there's nobody to load us. There's no. Oh, by the way, I left out the fact that they tried to be sharp and have this new thing that you look at in your face, and it pulls up your passport, and you can get on the plane. That never worked right. That delayed us another time.
Everybody trying to do it.
Yeah. Can you not just look at our passport? Well, we want you to look in the screen. Well, see, this is y'all trying to be sharp. If it would work, that'd be awesome. But since it's not working, Casey, please stop. I can't take anybody else getting denied. Just look at the passport and let's get on the plane.
You're 100% right.
So,
From the back.
Go get him, Ben.
and so anyway,
Get them beard.
so anyway,
I tell you, the beard guy is all over it.
so anyway,
It's Roger, right?
it's Rick.
Roger's got it.
So anyway,
Roger the beard.
Roger from Bama. Southern boy.
so anyway, the guy finally sits down. Of course, he stares at the computer.
Yeah.
Sure he does.
So our system's not slow today.
So, ladies,
What are y'all doing here this morning?
ladies and gentlemen, Delta flight.
Don't you say it. Don't, and now I'm in. Hey, don't say it. Don't you say it.
We're having a.
If you say paperwork, God bless you. God help you if you say paperwork.
And this is the time I think we're going on the news. I mean,
Okay.
these people are losing their minds.
Give me volume. Are we loud?
Real loud.
Okay.
Uncomfortably loud. Where Sherry is saying, no, you need to get out of this.
Okay.
Hey, you need to get out.
Other sections of the airport, are they looking over?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
People who were sleeping are now awake. And they're saying, and they're like, and Sherry says, Rick, this is about to get real bad. You need to, let's remove ourselves from it. We don't want to be on the news. Let's don't be part this. I think we're about to see people fight.
Okay.
And I said, oh, yeah, you're right. So then this happens. I don't know where she came from. some flight attendant that walks out of a hall, and she goes, "I just want to tell you something. This shouting and everybody getting angry, I've just been on a red eye. Oh, cry me a river. That's what you get paid for. We're paying for this crap." And she literally just takes the mic, cuts it off. I'm out. Cry me a river.
Do you love when they first get the mic and they're fumbling with it and you hear that crackling noise?
We've been treated like animals. We've been treated, but dogs are better.
And so I'm like, Sherry's like, you really got to back out of this. I'm not kidding you guys. I looked and I saw in the faces of the Delta people terror. And you could see them going, if we don't get these people on this plane. And finally somebody comes and says, hey, just grabs them out and says, tell you what, we're getting on the plane.
Well, it's about time, and we better not sit out there.
and so they basically said, okay, guys, flight, whatever, y'all get on the plane. And so we finally got on the plane, and eventually we left. I think.
How happy were you when they finally pushed the jetway back and shut the door?
I couldn't believe it.
Was there cheering when you left the ground?
Everybody was cheering, and then
I'll believe it when this thing starts moving.
and when it started backing up, I'm like, it's moving. It's like I thought it would never move. You know what I mean? So then we get to I think we land there at the Georgetown airport somewhere like 10 something in the morning, maybe 11 in the morning. So
basically 24 hours behind.
Yeah. And so then the wonderful trip begins, and I'll come back and talk about this beautiful, beautiful place. And we ended up having a wonderful, wonderful time. But hanging over the top of my head the entire trip, I had to stop thinking about the flight home.
Oh, you got to do it again.
Because all I can think about is, but if I get stuck here,
A little better.
right, it's all right. I mean, I made some. It just.
I'd love to know. Did you see any of the New Yorkers, Red Hat, or anybody else on the island when you were there on your vacation?
I ended up seeing one woman who led a charge. I saw her at the straw market in Georgetown.
Okay.
And she was still going. I saw.
Why y'all buying straw?
Yeah, it's
You got to when you go there.
yeah.
Well, you feed the animals with
Feed
it?
them hogs.
And then I did see some of the New Yorkers in the line coming back into America.
Okay.
They went past me one time in Miami.
There goes Beard. And how was what you talking about? I mean, he was fighting something that day we never got back.
And I'm like, okay, still on it. And
I'll tell you what, I'm on American. Never Delta.
so we'll be back, and we'll talk about the trip next.
Rick and